Are you curious about consciousness, dimensionality, contact with ETs, angels, non-human intelligence, loved ones? How does this all work? How do our bodies work? How does our consciousness work? How do we understand who we are and why we're here? Well, I'm here to tell you about an incredible experiment we did with 42 people to find out the answers to these questions. We had read about ET contact everywhere, disclosures happening. We'd been curious. There's starseeds, there's people seeing ships. The government is talking about all this stuff. But how would we get a direct experience? We realized that was the only way to really understand how this works, is to actually have an experience. And so we set out on a quest to create an experience and to make ET contact. And we had 4 guides do it in totally different ways. And we had 42 people get together and join the experiment.
Okay, I'm Joy, and I'm 45 minutes northeast of Toronto in Uxbridge.
Welcome everyone to this very exciting first session. At some point, people get it. It's like there's like a window that opens in their brain.
In the first class, we talked about sort of like the dimensions and the veil a little bit, and we talked about why channeling works. And the message I got was to channel for you guys, so you can actually see it. Channel a message specifically for this group.
And I'm here to tell you what happened was fascinating. We walked into these circles of 8, these loving groups, not knowing each other, from all walks of life, all ages, with a single intention, is to see if we could do it. And at first, we didn't know how to remember our dreams, work the ham radios, understand even what remote viewing was.
And as we're listening to the stories about people who had synchronicities or saw something interesting.
Yeah, so I was very doubtful about being able to do channeling, because I thought it's a natural talent gift and it's very hard to develop. And if so, it's gonna take a year or 2 for like a gradual progress. But in this setting, we just thought, just do it. There was no choice but trying, and that really, for me, it became breakthrough, and it really worked. And I really felt for the first time that, oh, this is the channeled information.
Wonderful. Thank you for being here. Dreams and ET contact both respond to mindfulness and intention. They require your respectful participation to study or even discuss.
It'll start going every time.
I'm going to add it to our pattern document. That's super interesting.
Interesting. And I did have with one of them, I had a yes and no conversation, and I felt we accomplished something.
Wow, that's a breakthrough.
I shared the link if you want to download. This app will translate. You can put the radio, and when you start to listen, if you have a Morse code, you will read the Morse code in words in your phone.
Let's take back the point and I'll get another one.
Okay.
You don't need to do anything or go anywhere. It's all like bliss. So the idea, I think, is to become whole brain. Left brain is the steering wheel, and the right brain's the vehicle. It's like tapping into the feminine, and it's about receiving information.
I had a dream where I made contact with other versions of myself. 3 other versions of myself. We all met.
Slowly, it was as if our intelligences combined. And we, little by little, we started to share what we were learning. I started trusting this magic part of myself. Like, how could I possibly know what the image was? How could I possibly have a yes-no conversation with beings on a radio? These, my logical mind was saying, no, this doesn't work. But then as I did it again and again and again in these classes, I started to believe. There started to be something about it that I couldn't explain, but I started to trust it. In the channeling classes, we started channeling for each other, and we started giving each other advice that I don't know where it came from.
And several members in our group actually, when they heard the clicking sounds and the radios would go like crazy, click, 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 they would go outside and actually see orbs, see craft. So that's like solid correlation between radio making a response and a craft being seen. What we saw were at that frequency were a stream of images coming down the screen. And there's absolutely no reason for that to happen.
You know, the experience people are talking about, which is the cohesion of the group, finding this tribe and really sharing the energy, everybody being on the same frequency. I mean, it's remarkable. And we're all over the country. You know, some of us are on the East Coast. I'm in Kansas City. It's right in the middle. And believe me, there's nothing spiritual around here. And somehow we've all connected all over to our in our dream lives. I mean, talk about intangible.
Hey, let's remote view this. It immediately comes. It's just about opening up this little window in your mind and boom, it comes in. And everyone, I'm always shocked and surprised that everyone can do it. And everyone does do it if we get out of the way.
We never would have gotten where we got without each person bringing that wisdom in.
Intention definitely plays a huge part. They will respond if you ask them to in a specific way. And also as well, for me, contact has definitely increased since the beginning of this group. I've had a lot more visuals, I've had a lot more confirmation.
And I'm totally surprised that I can do it.
This is the drum roll here.
94% of the people in the teams made ET contact. Okay. Which is absolutely astounding, right? And we asked ourselves, why did this happen? Like, how did this happen? You know, what was it? What was the secret ingredient? And we realized it was our intention and it was a loving group, right? So that's what we have founded LightNet upon. You know, we are of the opinion that teaching is not telling, that this stuff, consciousness and all this magic that awaits us in this higher knowing and this like sense of purpose and this sense of contribution can only be accessed through the body. Like, we have to have a physical experience that we cannot deny, right? It can't be theoretical, right?
It just brings an energy of love and light, and it changes actually what is happening, even though nothing actually changes. The whole feeling, the whole vibration of the dream, my whole awareness and orientation to the dream shifts. And I really do feel like that's what we're doing here. Even though we are actually making contact, we're bringing in this like really loving, high vibe energy and consciousness and awareness, and is existing in all of us. And I think everyone's feeling it. So I just wanted to like acknowledge that and say thank you for going on this journey with us.
So if you're sick of being taught at and want to experience a total revolution in education and your life, register below. The link's right there. It's lightnet.org/registration.